Having a hobby like photography is a great excuse to get yourself out in the countryside, whether you're sharing it with other like-minded photographers or whether you've just decided to go out by yourself into a lovely location and soak up the summer sunshine. On this day I decided to do just that when I revisited the small hamlet of Edlington in Northumberland and the church of St John the Baptist, which was bathed in the warmth of the summer sunshine. Wow, such a lovely place. So peaceful. Apart from me, of course. I wanted to improve on a photograph that I'd taken previously, but did I accomplish my goal? Let's see. Oh, so that was quite nice inside there. Very peaceful, very quiet. Just what you need in this world, isn't it? Peace and quiet. Anyway, taking photos of the church inside wasn't what I come here for. I want to get a photograph of it outside. Now, I've got an idea. Say this field over here had crops in last time I was here, but this time it has something else. It's just green. And actually there's a farmer going across it, so I'm presuming it's just grass, but we'll see what we can get. Unfortunately, the sky isn't the best sky at the moment. It's getting pretty washed out. It was better earlier on. I think taking a couple of exposures and merging them together are the way that I want to go, because I don't really like using filters. However, I may put, in fact I probably will put, a polarizing filter on the front of the lens. The lens I'm using at the moment is a 24-105 Canon. That to me is the sharpest lens in my arsenal of lenses. Not that I've got much of an arsenal. The 18-135, which I normally use, I just doesn't cut it for me. It's just not as sharp as I want, and this makes a big difference. Although for most of the things that I use, you probably wouldn't notice the difference. I mean, even printed off, it's not bad at all. But looking on the screen, I like to see it pin sharp on the monitor or on the back of the camera, which usually is on the back of the camera anyway, because that's a JPEG when I shoot in RAW. So let's get set up. I'm going to make use of the rule of thirds in this one and place the tower of the church on one of the thirds. And of course I'm using ISO 100, which I normally do in the landscape, especially when I've got going on a tripod. In the gauge of the shutter speed, I'm actually looking at the histogram. If you don't know how to use the histogram, learn how to use it. I know a lot of people say that all the time, but really do. Really learn to use it, because that'll tell you exactly what your camera is recording, not the back of the screen. That gives you an indication. I'm actually making it slightly underexposed so I can keep the detail in the sky. Now, I don't like to use graduate filters, even though I have got some. It's just too much of a mess on for me in the field, trying to keep them clean and that. As soon as they get dirty, they're a nightmare, all the dust and that on. So I like to underexpose, and this camera's got quite a good latitude for bringing out the shadows anyway. The highlights, I try and keep them as I want them in camera, but the shadows really can be pulled out a lot in these files. So today I'm actually using f16 on this one. I may try photo stacking. As I've said in the past, I've photo stacked images, but because, as in the past video, the flowers were moving. Well, it's the same in here. The grass and the fields moving, so it's harder to stack them when they're moving because you get a bit of ghosting. So I'm going to try and get it all in one shot, and then do a couple just to kind of bide me time with it. I need a drink. Tell you what, it's getting really warm here. I don't know what time it is. Okay, so now let's try and take a shot. So as you can see, I've decided to convert this file to a black and white image rather than the colour image that I was originally intending to capture. I just felt as though the colours were a little bit too oversaturated and the contrast was really high. So I decided to make it into mono and make the most of all the different tones and textures that you find in the image. I hope you like it, because there is another one to come in, which is also in mono, and I do have one colour, so don't worry. So you might see that I've got a t-shirt on today, which isn't unusual for me to have a t-shirt on, but you might see that it's also, you see, absolutely stunning. That's a Thomas Heaton limited edition t-shirt. You may remember in the last video or one of the previous videos I mentioned that Thomas Heaton, who's a well-known landscape photographer, not only in the northeast of England but around the world, he put together his own t-shirt. He's got his own merchandise, and he made a t-shirt that was specifically to be sold in 1 week, and all the proceeds were going towards cancer. And he mentioned my name and used me as my problems as a kind of foundation for that, which I'm absolutely over the moon with what he's done. I was blown away when I seen it on the screen when I was watching it, and instantly, of course, ordered one. And in 1 week, he sold enough t-shirts to donate £3,721 to the Macmillan cancer nurses. Now that is absolutely amazing in 1 week, just by selling a few t-shirts. So well done, Tom, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, but if you are, I'm really pleased that you did that, and it's going to help. It's a big sum to put towards people who need the care with cancer, as I will and do at some point. So yes, thank you again. And if you didn't buy one, well, what a shame. You missed out. It was only a limited edition run. But even if you didn't buy one, you missed the chance, just donate some of that money. Donate a tenner or whatever you can afford to an appeal, to any kind of cancer appeal, because the more money the better. That would be fantastic. Thanks very much. Right, back to taking photographs. So I've actually decided when I come into the graveyard that I love the shape of this path, the way it sweeps round and points towards the church and then sweeps past it. So I think I might try and make something of it, because it'll make quite a good foreground before I move on to doing the actual gravestones themselves. Now unfortunately this lens is a little bit too narrow in field, so I might have to change over. I have got a Sigma 10 to 20 which I'm going to use. I think that might be better for this situation. I could actually take a panoramic of this church with this lens and stitch them together, but that's giving myself more work, so I'm not going to bother doing it. Just change the lens over. Now that's it. Now I've changed the lens over, it's a lot better. Definitely, this is definitely the angle to get. I'm going for f16 again, and a 25th of a second. I quite like that. Hope you do too. Yeah, so I think that was pretty nice back there. Nice photograph with a lead in. I think that's probably the best one I've got so far today anyway. So I'm going to try and make something of these gravestones with the church, but I've got a feeling the best light is back there in front of the church, so I may be able to look in that point. But let's have a look in this far corner. Well, I've got this fallen gravestone, so maybe I can make something of that in the foreground with the church in the background. Let's see. In the composition I've got these in the foreground, on the thirds on the to the right slightly, and then I've got this gravestone over this side which is to the left, obviously, helping frame that, and the church directly in the middle. And various gravestones throughout the graveyard going back towards the church. So once again I decided that mono was the best option for this shot. Shooting into the sunlight, that it just didn't seem right, and the contrast with the shadows and the way the shadows were in the grass, I just liked it. It really brought out the texture, including the sky, which was really pretty washed out, but I managed to get it back anyway. I hope you like it, this one. But for now we'll call that a day, and thanks for watching. And if you do like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe. It also means that it gives me that boost to get out there and take some more, rather than moping, sitting in the house and moping away. Get out and get some vitamin D into my arms and in my skin and my body, which I need. Who doesn't? So yeah, please subscribe, please like, subscribe, and please comment if you would. Even just a thank you, or don't like it, I don't care. Put something nice down there, that's even better. More positive thoughts, please. And yeah, till next time, thank you. So just before we go, I thought I would show you this picture I took a couple of years ago, the last time I was at this location, and you can see the difference with crop in the field actually makes, rather than just the grass. This is the image that I want to improve on this year, but unfortunately I think you'll agree I haven't really accomplished that. It just means that I can come back again next year, when hopefully the farmer's been a bit more kind to photographers.